everyone. My name is Shreya. I'm the founder of Memoa, and I'm with.
LBS Honey.
It's so great to meet you, and we're so excited to start. So, the first question is, what got you into collecting LPS, and how did that journey begin?
I was about 7 years old. It was my birthday, my seventh birthday, and my mum had bought me this little dog LPS for my birthday. It came with like a little tricks and talents set, and that's where it started. So this year in October, when it's my birthday, I'll have been collecting for 20 years, which is crazy to think that majority of my life's been spent collecting Littlest pet shops now.
Oh my God. So, there must be a huge nostalgic component for you to be collecting for 20 years. How has LPS changed over the time from when you were first getting into it versus where it is now?
It's changed so much. Like, I'm so glad that recently we've gone back to the kind of original designs with the whole reboot and everything. But yeah, it's seen so many different iterations over the years. There was definitely a period where a lot of people weren't so happy with the designs, the like third generation. Um, but coming back to it now, I think going back to the original Generation 2 designs is like the biggest nostalgia hit, not just for me, but for so many people. Like, so many people have been rejoining the community because of the reboot.
That's amazing. And yeah, we talk about global community, right? There's like LPS collectors in Australia, like where you are, and where I am in Boston. And the cool thing is like when we see Momoa, we have users from like 40 or 50 different countries. And so seeing people from like Asia and Africa and everybody connecting over the same theme of like, I love collecting Lova's pets is so fun. I also know you're a huge customizer as well. So what got you into customizing LPS?
I think it was YouTube videos of people customizing them. I didn't even realize that was a thing you could do. I remember watching tutorials when I was younger and being like, "Oh my God, I want to do this so bad." And I think a lot of people my age who collected Littlest Pet Shop used to grab like the nail polish bottles and just create these horrendous little customs. But the community around it's massive now, and the last couple years, really, it's kind of exploded with all these different customizers. And I've really tried to kind of get in and kind of learn all the tips I can. And it's been really cool experiencing so many different collectors get into that side of the community as well.
That's amazing. And speaking of community, right? We talk about how close-knit the LPS community is. Astra, LPS Astra mentioned you earlier today as someone who inspired them. And on top of that, you are also an LPS brand ambassador. So how has that been?
Amazing. Like I couldn't believe it. Like if you told little 7-year-old me that, you'd be working with Littlest Pet Shop, I think I'd probably fall over. But it's been an amazing experience because ambassadors, we kind of get to be almost like the front man kind of for the brand. So we help kind of represent it online. And if people have questions, they can come to us. And it's been really cool because Basic Fun, who's been working on the reboot of Littlest Pet Shop, has really been open to hearing about the community, which is amazing because a lot of brands kind of are like, like, yeah, we love the community, but we don't take as much feedback. But Basic Fun's been really on board about like making changes that community wants to see and everything.
Awesome. And speaking of collecting, do you also collect other stuff or is it just LPS?
Oh, I'm a massive collector. I collect so many things. LBS is definitely like the main thing I've been collecting for the longest time, but behind me there's some like anime figures, and I've recently gotten into Bratzilla dolls,
Oops,
and I
speaking of
have
dolls, yep.
yes, I have some Monster High dolls, some Rainbow High, Shadow High. Yeah, but LPS is definitely the main thing, but I am a major collector of a whole bunch of different things.
Amazing. So we'll need to see all of them on Memoa.
Yeah.
Um, awesome. So now we're gonna go into your Memoa profile. So let's share that. So first thing is, I love how amazing your profile looks. It's so aesthetically pleasing. Like it satisfies
Thank
the
you.
OCD. Everything is like so nicely organized. So First, let's talk about customs. So in this collection, do you have a custom that particularly you're proud of or you want to talk about here?
I think the first custom I posted, the little cow right at the bottom.
Okay, the calf, yep.
Yeah, that one was probably like one of the most, I guess, adventurous customs I had done at the time because I had to swap the head and like mold on the mouth and everything. And I hadn't really done that to that extent before. So I was quite proud of how it turned out. And I don't know, it's just like a crowning kind of achievement for my customs so far.
That's amazing. Yeah. I really like it because again, cows are so cute, but how would like what does the process of customizing look like? Does that include a paint kit or, clay? What materials do you use?
I use acrylic paints mainly. They usually last the best and they're the easiest to use on the plastic. But it's also varnish to seal the paint. I use an epoxy clay, which kind of hardens over 24 hours for the sculpting. So there's definitely a lot of different things that go into it. And a lot of members in the community have actually really helped me with like specific brands to get and everything because in Australia, I feel like we don't have the biggest range of arts and crafts things. So having community members over in America and UK tell me like, hey, this is a good brand you should look for online has really helped me kind of improve the quality of them.
That's amazing. And then looking in the rare LPS. So LPS Astro was telling me about this purple turtle that the Hasbro
Mm.
or the employees got. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. So there's so many cool rare LPS here. Are you excited about any which one of these that you're most proud to have in your collection?
Honestly, I think the little bunny in the top right.
Oh my gosh. Right here, this one, yes.
Yeah, that one. I actually got that. I flew over to Las Vegas for a Littlest Pet Shop convention, and they had trading there. And I was like, this is a pet that I have on my wish list. If anyone wants to meet up with me and trade with me, I'd love to. Um, and this girl who follows my accounts online, she kind of hunted me down at the convention and she's like, I have these pets you're looking for. Can we please trade? So it was a really cool memory for me to kind of hold on to getting a pet I really wanted, but also like a really cool story behind it.
Well, speaking of memories and stories, right? This is a perfect Memoa that talks about how you got it and also kind of the story behind it. And then when
Yeah.
we head over to your stuff, I have to point this out. This is the LPS Brand Ambassador Trophy. That's so cool.
Yeah, I was really blown away when they sent this to us, because we had no idea that they were sending us these little trophies. So it's definitely something that I'm going to be like, center of my collection. I can't believe this. But yeah, it was amazing to get that. So it's definitely something that holds a lot of sentimental value behind it now.
That's so cool. Yeah, I know I'd be like parading it around everywhere. If I had it, I'd just be like, here it is. Um, and then when you get to, so this was the purple turtle I was talking about.
Mm,
Yeah, because there's only like 200 to 500 is what I heard from LP
yeah.
Orchestra. So how did you end up getting this?
It was just honestly by luck. I happened to be on eBay looking for Littlest Pet Shops at the right time. I check eBay pretty often because in Australia we don't have a lot of reselling stores like Macari and stuff online, so we're a little limited. So I check eBay a lot, and it was a seller in the US who had this just popped out of nowhere. And I remember buying it and I got like a notification from eBay saying, hey, it's taking a little longer than we thought. And I was like, oh no, I hope it's okay. And I remember it turned up and the box was just completely soaking wet. And I was like, oh my God, I've
Oh
spent
no!
all this money to get this little pet shop and now it's been like dropped in the ocean somewhere. It's ruined.
Oh no!
But thankfully, they had packaged it really well and it was completely fine inside. So I count myself really lucky on that one.
Definitely. Wow, the universe was on your side, yeah, after all
Yeah.
that. That's so cool. And then you also have other cool stuff here. This one really stands out to me because I love it when, collecting incorporates culture. like how Monster
Mm.
High does with their cultural dolls. And so this is really cool.
Yeah. They Littlest Pet Shop did the Chinese New Year pets. I think they did a total of four originally, the dragon, ox, tiger, and bunny. And then actually last year for San Diego Comic-Con, Basic Fun kind of brought it back and did a Chinese New Year Comic-Con exclusive dragon set. So that was really cool because like all the art on the box is just beautiful as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So how many LPS do you own? Do you know?
Honestly, I have no idea. It's definitely in the thousands. I know that. I definitely need more storage for them.
No, I can only imagine. Even though they're so tiny, I feel like they take up a lot of space. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I know, I reached out to you about Memoa, but do you have a favorite part about Memoa or, any reason why like new users should join?
Honestly, just the ability to kind of share your memories and talk about your collection because I feel like a lot of other social media platforms, it's mainly just focused on showing the item. It's not a lot of like storytelling behind it or, here's why I like the item or here's my story, how I got it. And I really like that about Memoa because I've been going through and like reading everyone's little descriptions on their items and everything. And I'm like, this is really cool. It gives people a chance to talk about why they love their collections and, cool memories behind them and everything.